Okay, we are going to do a puzzle reveal today. Make sure that you put your email, your last name, and your first name, and the class period that you're in. So this one's going to work a little differently. It's going to grade, but it's also going to allow you to correct answers as you do these. So the first thing is we're going to hit next. I'm hopefully going to be able to move this out of the way. Answer the following question correctly to remove a puzzle piece. True or false? To isolate a variable means to separate it and have the variable by itself on one side of an equation. So that's a lot of words, I understand, but it means to separate it and have the variable by itself. Isolate means by itself, so that is true. I've got that one right. The inverse operation of multiplication, inverse means opposite, so that would be division. True or false? Preservation of equality is the conception or the concept of making balance with an equation by performing the same operation on both sides of the equation. So preserving equal means keeping the balance by doing the same thing to one side is the same thing to others. They're using fancy words, and I'm just making those words similar. So you need to think whether it's true or false. I'm going to test if I put the wrong answer, what happens? So if I have the wrong answer, it makes me do it again, but it counts points off. Answer the following questions. What is the operation that you would need to perform to isolate n in this example? So to make the n by itself, I need to multiply both sides of the equation by 7. What is the value of n? So we have to solve, which means I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. That gets rid of this. It ends up with n equals 21. So I need to type that the right way. N equals 21. Let's see if it likes that. Nope, it wants me to try again. Maybe I need to put a space. It looks like it has us doing a space. It likes that. All right, what is the value of g? So for this one, I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. G equals 230. So my answer to this one is 230. Hit next. What would be an acceptable equation? Each side length of a regular pentagon is 60 millimeters. What is the perimeter? Model the problem as an equation and solve. So perimeter equals 60 divided by 5. That's not true. The perimeter is what goes around. So it's not division. Okay. I need to think about this, so I'm going to take a pause for a second. Okay, so this one, I went back to look at the answers. Perimeter equals the side, and in this case, it would be 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60, because there's 5 of them. I'm running out of room. Okay, so there's 5 of them. You have to pretend like there's 5 of them, but it's hard for me to write. So I could also write that as P equals the side length, since it's the same, times 5. Okay, so that's the total. What it wants to know, and see, this is how I would have written it. 5 times the 60, which is the side length. So you'll notice that there's 60 5 times because there's 60 along at each one. They're congruent. So 60 times 5 is the perimeter. So when I go to solve this, I'm trying to see which one matches, and this one doesn't because it should be multiplication. That should be multiplication, and this should be 60 times 5. So then I look at this one, and I'm going, okay, that's a little weird, But what they're doing is they are dividing both sides by 5. And then you can rewrite that as P divided by 5 equals, this is eliminated, equals 60. So again, this isn't the most fabulous question, but it does have an answer. It's just a weird answer. So the answer is this one. Which word does this definition correspond to? Verifying a solution ensures the solution satisfies any equation or inequality by using substitution. So I'm going to use my test taking skills. Equation. An equation is not verifying anything. And since it says verifying, that to me doesn't make sense. Variable is an unknown. So no. Isolate is to make it be by itself. Verify, this looks like it's describing that perfectly. So test taking skills, I've eliminated those 3. I'm fairly confident it's this one. But it's weird to me that my test taking person in me, why would you put the same word in the definition? If I don't know what verify means, I don't know what verify means in the definition either. So I don't like this, but they probably have found this definition somewhere. So there is the answer to that one. Is y equals 8 the solution to this problem? So let's test it. 8. So I'm substituting in 8 for y. Does 8 over 4 equal 16? Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And 2 does not equal 16. So the answer to that is no. It is not a solution. By what number would you multiply both sides by? Well, to clear this, I would multiply by 4. I'm using that inverse operation. That would be what I would do. Oh, which of the following equations would be satisfied to the solution y equals 8? So this would be multiplied by 8. Yep. This one would be divide or multiply by 4. Nope. 16 times 4. Nope. This one, to move this over, I'm going to multiply by 2. So that would, this one, I'm going to multiply by 2. So that wouldn't. But it's telling me that there's 3. So, okay, this is too clear. So let's work them out. Times 8 times 8. Y equals 8. This is times 4 times 4. Y equals 64. No. This is times 2. This is times 2. So y equals 8. This one is times 2. This one is times 2. So that's y equals 32. So I am going to have to push pause and make it so that there's only 2 answers. So hold please. So I had to, they said this one was right. It's not. And so you will not have that as an option. But since mine is currently active, I don't have a choice. You are going to select these 2. What is the value of x? So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. X equals 0 times 2. X equals 0. Next. And I've revealed the artwork. Let's see, how confident are you in this knowledge? Piece of cake. If all the questions were right, so then I can view my score. I might get one wrong. Yep, I did. I got one wrong on purpose. So if you recall, that first one I just tested to see if it worked. So you guys are good to go.